Old School Bodybuilding Clothing Company. If you're the hardest training person at your gym, you are old school. If you hate math but you can count by 45s, you are old school. OSBBC.com for the hardest training athletes.
You're funny.
Like I said. Do you like my tail? Like I said.
Welcome back to another edition of Iron Rage. I'm Dave Palumbo, and I'm joined, as always, my good friend Lee Priest. And Lee, I figure you would have some toys or something like that to show us, but I don't see any props today.
No, I don't have anything today, but I was just reading online that Facebook's going to ban ads that discourage vaccines from COVID-19. So.
Oh, really? I heard they're also banning any Holocaust deniers can no longer post on Facebook, which I found to be a good idea, you know.
Oh, which one are they banning?
You can't, the Holocaust deniers, the people who put up the stuff that says the Holocaust, like people like Dorian, you know, who puts up the Holocaust denying stuff. Yeah. Because they said that a lot of young kids today don't know the history, and so it skews their, you know, the fact that they don't even know any better when we all know the Holocaust happened.
Well, it should ban. Why don't they ban those dumb cunts that fucking pull down Christopher Columbus statues, but the arseholes took the fucking holiday off the other day, didn't you motherfuckers? Yeah. You hate Christopher Columbus, but we'll fucking take the holiday. Thank you very much. Yeah, how about we ban those dickheads?
Did I ever tell you that I was named after Christopher Columbus?
I can see it. I can see it that there, Chris and Dave. It sort of fucking blends together.
My middle name is Christopher. My father taught at the school, and everyone at the school used to call him Mr. Columbus. They couldn't pronounce Palumbo. I don't know why, but they called it. So when I was born, he's like, "Well, I'll call my son. We'll give him a middle name Christopher, like Christopher Columbus."
Well, if someone said that's Dave Christopher Palumbo, I'd say, oh my God, that just sounds like Christopher Columbus, doesn't it? Now, I hate to tell you, Dave. Now, you know, my mum called me after Lee Majors, but you can see the similarity there. Yeah. Lee Priest, Lee Majors. There is a sort of a, you know, there's like
that's not even your last name, Priest.
That's my stepfather's. Yeah, so it was, you know.
Oh, your stepfather. I thought you made up that name. That's really your stepfather's last name.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. Okay.
That's my stepdad's. Yeah. So yeah. So it'd be like me saying, well, Dave, did you know that, you know...
Look, I didn't make it up. My father told me the story. I didn't even know it until I was 46 years old. I didn't know that. I said, Dad...
Well, let me tell you a story. My dad named me after Adolf Hitler. Do you see the similarity? Lee Priest, Adolf Hitler. It's just like, it just comes rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
That's right. I guess I've explored brave new worlds in the bodybuilding industry.
Oh my God!
So I'm Christopher. That's where I got the Columbus.
We're going to break into Pocahontas, or we're going to start singing. It's a whole new world.
I was thinking like more like Star Trek. You know, to boldly go where no one has gone before. I
thought you were talking about Steve Blackman. He's been a few places no one's been. Hey, do you know, I was watching this thing on here because it's funny because, you know, people like love and hate Trump because I love Trump's speeches lately that he's fucking immune and he wants to kiss everybody because, you know. But then Biden took the cake yesterday when he was in Ohio or somewhere and he didn't know where he was. I mean, Cincinnati. It's like he's rolling off all his names. He goes, and I hope you get out and vote. Vote for me vote for me. I'm running for Senate.
He really said that? Oh, my God.
Yeah. Yeah, he's running for the Senate, you know. He needs to eat more bananas, Dave, because, you know, bananas are good for your fucking memory. He needs to eat more bananas.
Apples and
bananas. You didn't know that? Well, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why bananas are good for your memory, because in fucking, I would say it was signed with MD in, 04, 05? Probably 06.
Right.
Steve Blackman shoved this huge banana up my arse. I
don't believe you did that.
They're good for your memory. Trust
You've been traumatized ever since then, yeah.
No, well, I never forgot, did I? So, see, bananas are good for your memory.
There you go. Now, let me ask you this question. Okay, the big story, I think, you know, this past weekend, obviously, James Hollingshead wins the Europa show in Alicante, Spain. qualifies for the Olympia. The big story is Big Ramy, at the last minute, says he can't go. He's got COVID-19. He claims he tested for it. We look at his Instagram, he's got a picture of him sticking something up his nose to test him. Obviously, I didn't see any test results printed anywhere. Do you, Lee Priest, believe that Big Ramy really has COVID and that, that's why you missed the show?
Shit, Dave, when you put that on the RX Instagram page and I said it might be fake, I think I've got a hit squad after me from over there. They want to cut my head off and behead me because you know how crazy they get when you say anything against their people, like Ramy or someone. Woo! I said I was getting abused left, right, and center.
Well, you know what? I suggested it on Heavy Muscle Radio too, and you know what? I got a lot of people from Ramy's, where he lives, telling me that they saw him in the gym the following Saturday, right after the day of the show.
Right. Well, they say he only found out a couple of days before, didn't they? Before he was due to leave or something. So to me, it's hard to say because we've heard, back in the old day, it was the stomach bug, it was food poisoning. We've heard every excuse under the sun.
We heard ninja attacks, right?
Yeah, whatever. But now it's when you're fine-tuned to get ready for a show, you and I know that you're that depleted. Any little thing in your body you feel. So if he's got this deadly disease and he's training hard for a show, your immune system's pretty much shot anyway because when you're down to that body fat and stuff.
Right.
You would notice, you'd have to feel some sort of fever or you'd have to feel a bit off, but he hasn't noticed any of this and you're so in tune with your body, any little thing coming up. And he didn't even know he had this deadly disease. So he's someone training and didn't even know he had it. And then, look, Dave, I don't want to say anything, but looking at that photo, I zoomed in. I do what these nutters do, like the trolls. They zoom in and look at everything. When he's got his head back, getting that thing up his nose, I looked at his face and his forearms. He looked pretty fat to me still. Yeah, he didn't have any. He's got no fucking veins in his forearms. He looks smooth as his face is round. This is meant to be a couple of days before the show.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I heard some rumors.
This could be up there with that fake dumbbell that Rogan's going on about. I think it could be up there.
Yeah, your fake weights you were using.
Exactly. They're real, Dave.
That's right. I heard the rumor I heard was that Ramy was not in shape and that he was. I guess he was. I don't know if he got overly dehydrated or there was too many diuretics involved, and he wound up in the hospital, where I'm sure they had to put an IV in him, which could account for the bloating you're seeing, and maybe they did a COVID test. And just because you're tested doesn't mean you're positive. I got tested before my colonoscopy. I could have taken a picture of them with the thing up my nose too. It doesn't mean I tested positive. Well, so. Well,
I'm sure somebody there in his whole stable that they have over there. Remember, like the old Muscle Tech ads. Anyone can throw on a fucking lab coat and put a fucking earbud up your nose and go, hey, I'm getting tested. I can go do one right now if you want.
What I brought up on Heavy Muscle Radio also, Lee, is and I know that bodybuilders right before a show are not going to any hospital or doctor, no matter how bad they feel 2 days before a show, because they're doing the show, right? Mm-hmm. They'll worry about everything after the show. People don't just stop. Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to go to the hospital because I have a sniffle or something like that. I might have COVID. No, you're going to do the show, and then you're going to come back, and you're going to get checked out, right?
But then they say to leave the country, you had to get tested. So I did try searching online, and I couldn't find anything online. I was reading because I know I have friends that fly from England and stuff, and they go to Spain because my friend Aaron lives in Spain and stuff. And he goes, they fly in and out. They don't do any checks. When he went from Spain back to England, no one checked.
They'll check your temperature at the airport.
Yeah, well, even going back to England, they didn't do that, just straight through. And he's driven back. He just drove back there 2 days ago, crossed through. He went through the tunnel into France and drove all the way down, not one checkpoint even driving. So, if he does have it, I hope he gets better. Well, he seems fine. If someone saw him back in the gym not long after, it's like he can't be too bad. But
look, no one wants to see anyone get COVID. You're right. And I don't want to see, and I like Ramy. I think he's a good guy. But I think I smell, I've talked to Beta. I've talked to a couple people over there, and everyone seems to think that there's some shenanigans going on there. And you know what? He doesn't have to do the show if he doesn't want to. I don't care. He's qualified. He'll probably qualify for the Olympia on points anyway. But I would be nervous to like pretend that I have any disease because I would be afraid that I'd actually get the disease.
I know, but the thing is too, though, even if you think, okay, looking at the lineup, there were good people in it, and James looked great when he won, and the other people looked good. But even maybe Ramy at 85% or 90%, he still might have made the top 3 and qualified anyway.
Yeah,
so
easily.
Even if he was a little bit off, he could just say, okay, I'm peaking for the Olympia.
Right.
But it's like I said on when you posted it, I just said, look, it's sad it's come to this, but the way things have got in the world, it's like if he just said, look, I've got it, here's my test results, that would have shut everyone up straight away. Boom. There'd be no fucking rumors. Just show your medical report saying you have it, and it's done. Simple as that. But someone's like, well, he doesn't have to show you, Lee. He just shows the people that he has to, his sponsors and somebody else. I said, I understand he doesn't have to show anyone, but if you wanted to stop people rumor mongering and people saying, well, he just pulled out, just say, look, I can't do it. Here's my results. I'm very sorry. Just done.
First of all, I don't think you should have to prove to any. I don't think if you don't feel good or you don't want to do a show, you shouldn't have to get a doctor's note. You should just say, oh, I'm not doing the show. That's it. I'm sorry. I don't feel good, or I'm not ready, or why do you have to have an excuse at all?
You do need
back in the day,
mate.
Wayne D'Amelio would fine you guys if you didn't
have.
Yeah. But they don't do that anymore. So who cares?
Because assholes like us come on, Dave, and we scrutinize it. That's why.
I would have been, you know what? I would have been a lot more, I would have felt better if Ramy would have just said, you know what? I didn't feel like I was ready. I think I'm pretty sure I'm going to qualify for points for the Olympia anyway. I'd rather show up at the Olympia at my best. I felt a little under the weather.
But he didn't.
That's it. Whatever you want to make up excuse-wise. I wasn't at my best. I don't want to bring less than my best. That's why I'm not doing the show. Everyone would have respected that a lot more.
But he didn't. He said he had COVID. Now we want proof. So he went that step further.
But that's like saying you have cancer, Lee. I mean, that's like, you don't do that. You don't make stuff like that up. I mean, it's, now is Ramy is he gonna hibernate? I mean, where's he? I mean, if he gets spotted in the gym within the next 2 weeks, and I already heard he was at the gym. Now I don't have proof of that, so I don't want to go on record to say that. But if he was at the gym with COVID, I mean, that's pretty irresponsible, right?
Well, like I said, we've used audio. Maybe this is what happened. They got a hat out and they wrote on a piece of paper, stomach bug, food poisoning, COVID, mother died, dog died, fucking just don't feel like it. And they put all these things into a hat and you went, oh, fuck COVID. Fuck COVID. So, and that's how they decided on what one it was going to be, because how many times when we were competing, how many times did the old stomach bug one come up? Food poisoning. I said, they were probably two of the best. Or then if somebody did compete and they looked terrible, I overcarbed. Had too many potatoes. Yeah. More food poisonings were probably diuretic overdose than any excuse ever, I think. Everyone who's ever overdosed on diuretics always says they got food poisoning, right? That's the old excuse. Well, I had food poisoning before, actually 2 weeks before the 97 Olympia. And I was vomiting that much. I busted all. It's a few videos. You see all the white of my eyes. It's just bloodshot red because of the pressure. I just busted my eyes.
Wow.
So even like leading up to the show, my eyes still looked a bit funny. And I said, I actually look better. Once I vomited, I actually looked, I felt shit, but man, I look good. I got in pretty lean condition, but
it's pretty hard to get food poisoning. I'll tell you what. When I was dating Colette, I mean, she had like some fish that was in the. I don't think she left out of the refrigerator. This stuff she was dieting. It smelled so bad. There's no way any human being would have consumed this. She ate it and didn't get sick from it. So I don't believe in food poisoning anymore. I don't think it exists.
Have you ever had chicken breast? I've even had chicken breast so we can buy it. It would say, okay, used by the 15th. And even on the 10th, I'd be cooking it and it's just got that real pungent
funky
smell.
Taste, it smell.
Yeah. And then you bite it, you're like, I was like, that's fucking terrible. Because I sometimes buy chicken breast for my cat and I cook it for the cat. And as it's cooking, I'm like, that smells fucking rank. I just throw it out to the magpies outside for the birds to eat it. It's like, but then I figure cats probably could eat it because they kill a bird and come back and eat it later, or dogs bury shit.
Yeah, I always thought about that. The animals that eat like the dead animals that are on the side of the road and stuff like that, the vultures, they never get sick. It's amazing.
And pretty much 24/7 they're licking their assholes, so they're going to get some sort of E. coli bacteria. Well, why am I worried about chicken? It's like,
I think we get sick so much from that stuff because we're too clean. Our immune systems are too sensitive.
Well, they've I reckon that now a lot of young kids now coming up because parents disinfect everything.
Right.
All these antibacterial soaps we have now. When I was young, you'd go play in the mud and go eat. You didn't care. You'd probably eat dirt. I know in your day you ate dirt and crayons for some reason, but I don't know. I'm surprised you're not drawing today.
Yeah.
Scribbling on a
I stopped because
like
people, it annoys people, so I figured I wouldn't do it. I'm dying to grab something and start drawing, but I'm not going to do it.
I like all the comments. What's Dave scribbling on over there?
I drew a really great picture of Greg Valentino. He actually wants me to sign it and send it to him. I got to do it, but.
Oh, so you are actually drawing something. You're not just
I'm not just doodling. I'm going to draw a Lee Priest picture too. I'll send it to you when I'm done.
A little stick man. I thought you were just scribbling for mental health because you're going.
I have some mental health issues. I'll show you.
What's that?
Here's my Picasso. Hold on. Here's my Picasso I did. This was my Picasso.
Oh, I can't. It's reflecting a bit. Tilt it forward. Tilt it forward a bit more. Oh, yeah. Now, hey, turn it to the left a little bit. A bit more. Oh, Miss Jane, turn it around. Upside down, Miss Jane. I like the back picture. What was that a picture of you drew on the back of it? Was that like an avalanche or something?
No, there's nothing on the back. Here's my Valentino picture.
Oh, it looks just like him. It looks like fucking a Smurf with red hair. Jesus. Now, if you ever held that up to me and said, "Who's that, Leo?" I would have said, "Fuck, Dave, that's Greg. I can see it a mile off." What the fuck was that?
I'm gonna draw Big Ramy like this.
You're getting very artistic. Who was that painter that used to do stuff like that in America? He did one of Howard Stern. It was all colourful like that. He does a few people.
Oh,
not Andy Warhol.
Andy Warhol, yeah.
No, was that him? Was it that does all those weird ones like that? You're a bit like Banksy.
I'm like who?
You know that artist? He's called Banksy. He goes Banksy or something. He just goes around and puts random shit everywhere around the world.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, no, I'm not into graffiti or anything like that. I just doodle on paper.
Remember he sold that thing at the auction and then it went through the shredder?
Yeah.
Someone brought it for a few $1 million. So I guess next week when we come on here, you're going to have your ear cut off. And
what I like to do,
Lee, my mum called me David after Vincent Van Gogh.
Yeah, what I like to do is I like to take like my notes that like I've written on for like the show, and I like to start coloring them and then try to make something out of it. Like I like to try to take complete chaos and turn it into like something colorful.
I see what you made out of that one. Yeah, shit.
Well, I just started this one. This one's not done yet. But I don't even like I don't have like even anything set. I'll just take doodles and write words and I'll just start coloring them in. I don't know. So
yeah. Blackman likes taking doodles as well, but hey, but he's had a few. If you want to talk a doodling, he'll fucking doodle you. Why don't you just get one of those nice big artist pads you can put in front of you, like one of those nice big artist pads that you can turn over.
That's a couple of them were on like that, but then I get like lazy, and then I stopped drawing because people are getting annoyed by the squeaking of the markers.
Next time you come on, I want you in a coat sitting there with an easel and one of those little things in your hand.
I need a pipe too, like my father used to smoke. My father used to have this little pipe he used to smoke because he thought it was cool. Like all the writers back in the 70s had the pipe,
My cousin used to have that. I can't remember. Now you bring that up, I probably had 15, 20 years ago, I probably had 4 friends that used to have the old pipe.
Yeah. That was a popular thing back in the 70s and 80s, right?
And then they'll turn it over and...
Yeah, and he'd clean it out. He'd always...
I can't remember the last time I've actually seen someone with a pipe.
Yeah, my father used to always smoke a pipe. And then he stopped and he started smoking cigarettes, which was disgusting. I hated it. Pipe smoke was at least smelled good.
And did you always... When I think of pipe smokers, they remind me of Kai Green. And you're probably thinking, how does that happen? Because everyone I knew that smoked a pipe, they'd be there like this. And you ask them a question and they'd go, yes, Yeah, they would. It's like, Kai Green answers a question. He goes,
well.
Picture pipe. Yeah, now picture a pipe in Kai's hand.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe Kai needs to get a pipe. Yeah, that would be great for him.
Yeah. But everyone I knew that had a pipe was very philosophical, and they go into these answers like, let me think about that. I don't know why.
Very pensive, like that type of thing, No pun intended.
Maybe it was something.
To the president,
Maybe it was
vice
something
president.
they're smoking in that pipe. I don't know, but
I don't know.
Popeye had a pipe.
You know, when I went to Dubai, one of my clients took us out for dinner, and you know, the big thing there is you smoke hookah. Do you ever smoke hookah?
Is that that big thing they put on the table? And yeah, it's like a pipe with an orgy, 6 people
That's
fucking
right.
sucking on the same thing.
I didn't smoke it. I don't like to smoke tobacco. I don't like to put anything in my lungs. But that's a big thing in the Middle East there.
We got actually a couple of restaurants in Sydney here. You walk past them and you see people sitting around a table. Imagine if Bill Cosby had one of them with fucking roofies in it. He could have fucking knocked out 6 at once.
That would be a lot easier, right? Get them all
6
roofed
women.
up.
Oh dear, the good old days of dating and chloroform. I miss them.
It's amazing that this crap like that went on, back then. It's just
I know. It probably still goes on now. They're just better at hiding it, I guess, because you got to be clever now. You got to watch those forensic TV shows and see what they're looking for, so you know how to beat them.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? Everyone gets caught. That's the whole thing. You'd be crazy if you.
Actually, it's funny. I was watching a documentary a couple of months ago, and they actually said they stopped playing those shows in prisons because prisoners are actually learning.
Oh,
you know how
really?
they go into the whole. Yeah, they're going into in depth at all these forensics and what they look for and how they look for stuff. They reckon the prisoners are actually watching, learning, going, oh, okay, well, we'll do that. So I figured if you're going to commit a crime, leave your phone at home.
That's
and
right.
you can set your phone up to send emails and text messages at certain times. So leave your phone at home and have it set to send messages while you're gone, so it looks like you're home.
While you're robbing the bank. Yeah, there you go.
Put it, no, bank, I'm talking murder day. I'm going all out. Put a bank, fuck. I'm putting on a painter's suit, right? But before I put on the painter's suit, I'm going to go to the hospital. And while I'm in there and the doctor leaves the room, I'm going through the trash and getting out some swabs of blood and hair. And I'm going to leave all that around the crime scene, like squeeze some blood out. It's not mine, a bit of hair here and there. Go to the gym showers, get some hair and just fucking leave it at the crime scene.
Right.
I tell you.
Well, how do you think Ramy can get away with the COVID test if someone demands to see it? Do you have any ideas for him?
I don't know. Where's he live? Egypt?
Well, that's a good question. We're not really sure. I'm not really sure where he's living these days.
Hey.
His family's in Egypt, but I think he's Kuwait.
I'm sure we all have that. We all have that one doctor friend. Can you print me up a letter?
Yeah, exactly. you had those wink wink doctors out in California, right? That like to do your hernia exams. Drop your pants. We had this guy in drop your pants and cough.
I remember that. Still remember that guy when you talked about when you had your colonoscopy.
Yeah.
I forget his name. It was Zachary someone. He used to hang around bodybuilders. He was like Welcome to Jurassic Park, but the skinnier version.
Oh,
and he was the gay version. And he'd always take guys. He always liked the African American guys, never white guys. So he would sponsor the black guys and take it. So see that I'm being both African American and black, just in case I don't offend anyone, because there's some African Americans who like that, and there's some blacks that like to be American black. So I'm including everyone, Dave. So
and some blacks are from the islands, like Jamaican and stuff like that. So you don't want to offend them.
Okay, so he took the darker skinned people. How's that? I'll include them all. He took all them into the firehouse, but every time he come in with that cushion, looked like he was going swimming like a fucking floaty, and he'd have to sit on it because he had like hemorrhoids or piles, and it just turned me off eating, knowing that he was sitting on this. Have you seen him, those ring cushions?
Yeah, those little, but was he sitting on that because he had too much anal stuff going on in there?
I think so, yeah, because he said he had problems. He had problems. Every time he come in and eat, he brings it in. Thinking the cunt's going down the Venice Beach for a dip in the ocean. It's like one of those, it's only about that big though. I remember it, it's blue. This is how much it's stuck in my head.
A little donut, those donuts.
And he'd put it down and then he'd have to sit on it because of his anus,
So he didn't obviously like you because you were too white bread for him, huh?
So every time I was eating my blueberry pancakes, all I could picture was his anus hanging out in his fucking donut. Looking like a baboon's ass with cream coming out of it while I'm trying to eat my blueberry pancakes. why Steve and him never got on.
Well, because he wasn't black. That's why he didn't get along with him.
Oh, well, Steve's pretty tan. That last video I've seen of him sitting by the pool.
He doesn't have big enough glutes. It's all about glutes.
What that one where he's sitting by the pool, I swear to God, he almost looks like a South Park character. It's just even the way he talks and the tan, you can put him in South Park.
The next biggest thing in the supplement world.
Imagine him as a character in Uncle Steve in Family Guy is coming over. Could you imagine?
Don't we all become cartoon characters as we get older, though? I think, we get kooky, Like you said, Biden doesn't even know what race he's running for. He doesn't even know he's running for president. He has to have someone remind him of it,
Hey, Tyler likes Biden. Go easy, all right? Go easy.
Look, we'll all be senile when we get older. That comes with the territory, probably.
Hey, look how fucked up I am, Dave. Can you imagine me when I'm older? Jesus Christ.
Forget about it.
I've been one of those.
The stuff coming out of your mouth, once you don't know you remember what you're saying anymore, forget it. They ain't heard anything yet, these people.
Imagine me senile enteric.
Yeah.
That would be a fucking cunts, motherfucker.
And you'll be telling the same stories over and over again. You won't remember that you told them already,
Back in my day, actually, there's this radio show I listen to here, Talk Radio, and I was laughing the other day because there's this young guy that calls in the morning radio show, the afternoon radio show, almost every fourth day. But what he calls in about is dementia and how he's got dementia at a young age at 50 and his dad died. He doesn't know what to do about it. I'm thinking, why don't they just tell this cunt he calls in every fucking couple of days?
Oh, he doesn't even remember that he calls in? Oh, shit.
No, and he calls in and it's the same fucking story. I just want to call in and talk about dementia and why they're not looking into it because I have it. And the doctor said I have it at this young age and I don't know why. And it's killing people, but yet it's not a big thing. My father passed away from it. And then a couple of days later, I just want to talk about dementia. I'm like, this cunt's giving me dementia. I'm going fucking
and then you start getting nervous and you start thinking you got it. Because I don't know if I'm just getting a little old or if I'm actually getting dementia because you start getting nervous about that stuff.
But how bad could it be? It's like, they say like Alzheimer's, they reckon is bad. Like I understand it's bad. It eventually kills you. But how bad can it be? You go to the doctor. I got some bad news for you, Dave. You got Alzheimer's. And you're like, oh, my God. Yes, it's going to kill you. Oh, my God. But by the time you get home, you forgot. So who gives a fuck?
Well, yeah, you know what? My dad, may he rest in peace. Toward the end, because he used to always get stressed out about things. Old people get stressed out and he's in pain. He would forget he would complain to me and then I would just let him complain because I knew in like 30 seconds he wasn't going to remember what he just said. So it didn't even matter. He was not stressed out at all because no matter how much he complained, he didn't remember what he was complaining about,
Exactly.
2
So
minutes later.
the doctor says you got dementia. You get home and the wife says, what did the doctor say? You're like, I don't know. What doctor?
Yeah.
You went to the doctor?
Right.
You're going to forget anyway. And this leads me back to bananas are good for your memory. Once you've had a banana shoved up your ass, you'll never forget.
I was just going to go eat some bananas, and now you turned my stomach, so forget about it. I'm not doing it.
Blueberry pancakes.
Look.
All right, just give me a prediction.
Well, look at the bright side.
All right, give me let's end on a positive note here. Give me a prediction. Number one, will we see Big Ramy in the Olympia?
I'll have to wait till after this weekend because I looked at that. I think you put up the breakdown, didn't you, of some of the points. So depending on this weekend's
let's say he qualifies. Will he do the Olympia if he qualifies? On points?
Well, if he's got to get a test to get out of the country again, well,
he'll be fine by December. You know what I mean? You think he'll do it?
Oh, December, yeah. If he's qualified, I think he should do it. But will he do it? We don't know. But December's
that's what I'm asking your
time.
opinion on. Do you think you think we'll see Ramy on an Olympia stage this year?
I'm going to have to go 50-50. It's almost like he's becoming he's the kind.
All right, here I'll give you a better suggestion.
He is the Kai Green of Egypt. I do not know.
Let me give you a better scenario. If Ramy does the Olympia this year, will he place top 3?
No.
Okay, that's it. Lee Priest on the record.
What the fuck do I know? All I know about is bananas.
You know everything. You are my god, Lee Priest. Thank you.
Hey,
I'm going to have a banana.
I was going to Look, why eat it, Dave? You eat it, you're going to shit it out. Just shove
Apples
it up
and
your ass.
bananas.
It's there to begin with. It's like, I want to do a show like you have. Ask Dave. I want to ask Lee because I know people would love to ask him.
I'm afraid to have that show. It would be too popular.
Well, just do it once.
All right, we'll do. Maybe next week it'll be Ask Lee. Well, guys, send your questions.
I'll do the exact same intro, but with
Yeah.
photo.
Yeah. Do the. Guys, put your questions for Lee Priest in the comments. I'll bring them. I'll take them out of there, and we'll ask next week. It'll be an Ask Lee episode.
Ask Lee.
How about Ask Dave and Ask Lee? You can do the sensible ones. I'll just do the stupid ones.
No, you can have. It'll be all on you. I'll just ask you questions. I'll play Sid's role. You know.
Okay.
All
So
right.
everyone, send in your questions to Ask Lee. I'm good on marital advice, raising kids, raising children. I'm good on whatever you want to know.
All the
I'm really
things
good
he's
at.
terrible at. Yeah.
When it comes, I've been married 5 times. I'm good on this married shit. Okay. When it comes to
You're
when it
good
comes
at.
to
You're
training-
good on the process. Just not how to
Very practice.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm like that TV show, The Little Hobo. Remember the dog that would go from town to town?
Yeah.
I come in, I help you, I love you, and then I move on. It's
That's right. And on that note,
it's like Lee's Highway to Heaven. You know, I just move on from town to town.
it's more like
Maybe
Highway to Hell is
tomorrow.
what it really is. So.
Hey,
But on that
sort
note,
of-
Lee Priest, ask Lee Priest next week. Submit your questions. I'm Dave Palumbo for another edition of Iron Rage.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Got my marker. I got my marker.